So we really caught a really nice breath of fresh air with rookie cornerback Julius Brents versus the Baltimore Ravens. It was his rookie debut. He was absolutely phenomenal. He had the big time fumble, completely changed the complexion of the game. And coming into this season, I was, if you were watching any of my videos, talking about this team, one of my biggest concerns was this passing defense. Who's gonna be patrolling the boundaries? Delist Flowers and Darrell Baker, they aren't the answer. We were kind of confused, why the Colts let go Darius Rush. They did draft quite a few corners. I've heard they've really been pleased with Jalen Jones. It seems like he's getting a lot of special teams time. Hopefully, maybe he gets some time on the boundary, taking some time away from Delist Flowers. But nonetheless, I'll say I was really happy to see what we saw from Julius Brents. I believe he boasted a 87.3, 87.8 PFF grade. Yeah, that's impressive for a debut. Now, to be quite honest, if we look at the situation, it definitely isn't one of the most difficult situations, but nonetheless, he didn't practice a lot in training camp. He had that wrist issue, and then, he missed the first two games due to some kind of personal issue. He comes into week 3, his NFL career debut, and he absolutely kills it. This brings a lot of hope and a lot of, hopefully this is, foreshadowing to a career that Julius Brents can have in store. We haven't had a cornerback really, of our own, a young cornerback, knowing, that we're going to have him next year. We haven't really had that guy, that young guy that we can count on every single year to be there. Yeah, we've had guys like, like Xavier Rhodes. He was good for us for a couple of years. Stephon Gilmore, he was with us for a year. Okay, both parties there were just going in complete different directions. But the future at cornerback is bright with Julius Brents. If Julius Brents can continue to build on the performance he had today. Now, like I was starting to say earlier, if you look at the situation he had, he was playing against not against some of the best receivers in the league. OBJ was out. He was playing against Rashad Bateman, a little bit of Zay Flowers, so Nelson Aguilar. So you weren't really playing a monster. You weren't really playing, a top 10 talent or a scary talent. But nonetheless, it's his rookie debut. It was really nice to see what he did. Really nice to see that we might have something here at cornerback because, like I was saying, before, we haven't had that guy that we can count on year in and year out to be there. We know that Xavier Rhodes wasn't the long-term answer. We knew that Stephon Gilmore wasn't the long-term answer. He was in the twilight of his career. We really haven't had that guy since Vontae Davis, maybe? That's how far back I'd go. Now, you could argue that Isaiah Rodgers could have maybe have been that guy, but he mainly covered twos, last year, and then, the gambling issue, very unfortunate, but, it is what it is. He knew the rules, and he still broke them. So, shame on him, and you move on, next man up. The NFL's a business, you got to move on. So, I will say, though, the future at cornerback is bright, especially half of it. We're still not too sure about Delist Flowers. I'm not sold on him yet. I think he still have a lot to prove. And to be quite honest, Julius Brents still does too. It's 1 week. It's still very early. But I'll say it was a really promising start to a very young and talented cornerback coming out of Washington State, I believe he was out of. Yes. And, he's one of the most, he's very athletic, very lengthy. He's very instinctive. And, to be honest with you, how many corners have we had that have made an impact like he did in the first game? You could tell Julius Brents, he was hitting hard. He wanted those receivers to know that he was there. He was physical. Loved what we saw from him. He did a phenomenal job all day long. He did get beat a couple times. Sure, it's going to happen. He's young. He's a rookie. But having an 87.3 PFF grade your first week is pretty impressive. It doesn't matter who you're playing at receiver. You're still playing one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the entire National Football League. And when you have a quarterback like that, he tends to just elevate the weapons around him. It's very difficult to play against someone like that. Now, the Colts defensive line has really helped us in that regard too. I was saying before the season, if this young cornerback room, if we want any serious success from this Colts defense, it's going to have to start up front. And Kwity Paye, Samson Ebukam, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart, all 4 of these guys have been playing at a crazy high level. And for the first 3 weeks, it's not like it was week 1 and then week 3. It's not like they've been inconsistent. They've been doing it the entire game, 3 weeks in a row. And it's just a nice breath of fresh air to see, the way these players are playing. Shane Steichen is doing a phenomenal job getting these players to want to go out there, getting them ready for game day. We're seeing all of our rookies making a big impact, the ones that are healthy. We lost quite a few to injuries. Blake Freeland, Daniel Scott, and more recently, we lost Evan Hull. So it's really nice to see one of our guys, even Anthony Richardson, obviously. But it's nice to see in a position of desperate need, a young, very high expectation. Well, yeah, high expectations, a lot of talent. One of the highest picks. It's nice to see, us getting some success there. Now he's gonna have to have consistency. He's gonna have to be able to do it week in, week out, and he's gonna have some bad weeks. He's a rookie. He's gonna have some growing pains, but I really liked what we saw from him. And, you look back at that fumble, the Ravens were getting ready to go down and score their second touchdown and be up 2 possessions. If Julius Brents doesn't force that fumble, are the Colts in this game? I don't know. But you know what? Julius Brents completely changed the complexion and just the feel of that game. That had a little momentum swing. And not just that, Brents made his presence known. Not like he was just wrapping up and trying to get guys out. He was flying to them and hitting them hard. Very impressed. The future at cornerback is bright. Defensive back, very bright. Now, we still have to find a guy. We still have to find someone who's going to be on the other side of Brents. Now, I'm not saying Brents is going to be great. I'm not saying, he's here to stay. He's still a rookie. It's 1 game. You have a long season to go. He's young. We'll see. Because it's still very early. It's only the first game. Things could change dramatically, as we've seen. So, that's how I got for you guys today. I really want to get on here and really express my gratitude for one of our young cornerbacks in Julius Brents making a bigger difference in his NFL debut than we ever thought he would. Good things out of Indianapolis this last week. Obviously, the upset, Matt Gay, paying him, I think he was made the highest paid kicker. We have some really good things going for us right now. Great coaching staff, a young, humble quarterback who's hungry, who wants the world. We have some good weapons. We'll see if, Alec Pierce will find some consistency. It seems like the offensive line is back. There's so much to be excited about. There's so much to be pumped up about, and the future is bright for us. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show, where every fan is welcome. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, put the post notification bell on so you don't miss any future videos. This is the JDW Sports Talk Show, signing off.